Alright, so how you guys doing? I'm sorry? Okay. We're just gonna wait for Epic to get back with what he's doing, and then we'll start the discussion. How bad what's gonna be? Ah, okay. Hey, Epic, welcome back. Hey, Sukkashu, can you maybe get closer to your mic so we can hear you better? You still sound kind of distant. Speaking of which, can everyone hear me okay? Yeah, I can hear you. That's much better. Thank you.
I put in my headphones.
Okay. That's good. I'm using the webcam on my laptop. Echo? Is there an echo? Okay. No, we don't. How are things on your... Yeah. So, how are things on your end, Epic?
I think they're pretty good.
Oh, hey! I can hear you better than usual.
Yeah, I got my mic in this time.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Alright, you guys ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. So, hey guys, Supersonic Theorist here, and today we are doing a discussion video, but first, let me introduce everyone. Everyone introduce yourselves by your YouTube channel names. Epic Steve! And I'm, of course, the Supersonic Theorist, and today we're going to be discussing the Special Zone. But first, some details. So this thought kind of occurred to me when I was playing Sonic Lego Dimensions. Everybody played that game?
No.
Okay, so that's one yes, one no. That's fine. Now, yeah, that's good enough. You have, like, the basic gist of it. So up until I played Sonic Lego Dimensions, What I basically thought was, that the Special Zone had some sort of godlike being that was making Sonic play these games. Kind of like how in the Archie comics you had Feast, right? Epic, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Sorry, I said that, so I'm a little out of it.
So, um, so I basically just assumed that was the same case in the games. It just kind of made sense. But then I played Sonic Lego Dimensions, and there was no such being there. Now, I realize that Sonic Lego Dimensions isn't canon or anything, but part of the story does take place in the Special Zone, and you would think that if such a being existed, then it would be there, but it wasn't. And again, I know that Lego Dimensions isn't canon, but it draws some heavy lines of continuity within the games, and it kind of feels like it could be canon if it wanted to. Plus, I'm pretty sure it was developed by the same team that developed the games. In fact, give me 1 second and I'll be able to confirm that. Okay. Development.
Mine's got 2 levels left. There are 3. Shout out to Sonic Lego Dimensions. That was a better Sonic game than Sonic Forces.
It really
Sonic
was.
Forces was just straight crap.
It really was. Okay. No. Walk through.
The only thing Sonic Forces had going for it was character customization. And now it was, I want my character to look different from every other character that looks like this half the time.
I'm just glad I played Sonic Forces in GameFly, so it's GameFly free trial. So
I got it for free on PlayStation Plus.
I'm just glad I didn't pay money for that. I would have been upset had I paid money.
That's how I get a lot of the games. A lot of people can't stand freaking just buy them, never even touch them.
Okay.
Like Star Wars Battlefront 2, I got it on my PS4, got it through PS Plus for free. I ain't even touched the thing. I got it on my library, I ain't even thought to download it.
Okay.
That's how I got ordered that Troll and I game, which was broken, buggy piece of trash.
I just got it just to say I have it.
Yep.
And then people ask me if I play, like, no. Like, then why do you even have it? Just to say I have it. And I can turn people down.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes. Like, I have this game. I don't play. I have it. It's right there.
But I don't have any interest in playing it.
It's a collector's item.
Hell, I'm playing through Final Fantasy VII Classic right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking and I'm not really seeing anything. Like I'm having trouble finding any information on the development of the game.
That's how lackluster it was. There's no development information release.
I mean for Sonic Lego Dimensions.
Wasn't it WB Games or something like that?
Okay.
I think it would be WB because doesn't WB control most of the Lego games or put out most of the Lego games?
I think where they did. I think they're selling their gaming properties because they're not interested in doing games anymore. Sort of like
Well, there's also they might be just trying to focus on the Batman Arkham series because there's a lot of talk about a new Arkham game coming out. I've got all 3 of the Batman Arkham games. I'm just missing Batman Arkham Origins. I actually managed to platinum Batman Arkham Asylum a while back.
Oh yeah, I actually got all of them for free on a PC through Epic Game Store.
Yeah, Epic Games can go F itself.
Yeah, you're right. But those games are free. But they're selling games for free. So I was like, yo, listen.
They're just
Okay, guys, I'm not finding anything on it. But still, it was licensed by Sonic Team, and it doesn't contradict anything. So I mean, like, take it or leave it. So taking that into account, the discussion for today is going to be the Special Zone. Is there a godlike figure? Why or why not? And there are no wrong answers here. Because there's not enough in favor of one way or the other. And of course, I don't mind if the discussion veers away from the topic of Sonic the Hedgehog. Not Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't mind if the topic veers away from the topic of the Special Zone, just as long as we keep it on Sonic. With that said, what are you guys' thoughts?
Okay, so on the Special Zone in general?
Yes. Is there a godlike figure? Why or why not?
Okay, so I always looked at the Special Zone as it was basically a dimension that kind of paralleled like the regular Sonic dimension that we know of, and through the Chaos Emeralds, he sort of just slips into it, similar to how Flash does Speed Force. And that's all I'm saying about kind of that with that. So I just always looked at it sort of like that, especially when you look at Sonic 2, how like that special world, he's literally just running, until he gets enough coins to get Chaos Emerald. And he has this weird rule where he has to have that specific amount to obtain a Chaos Emerald. Like when you get to the end, if you're even one coin short, you can see the Chaos Emerald in front of you, but you can't grab it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why. Go ahead.
I always thought that was kind of weird too, because like depending on what game you're playing, the rules change, right? Like
Exactly.
Like if you're playing Sonic 1, all you gotta do is navigate the maze, get to the Chaos Emerald, rings don't matter. But then like in Sonic 2, you gotta collect so many rings to get the Chaos Emerald, but then you have Sonic 3 and K where you collect no rings, what you gotta get are these blue spheres. So it's kind of like, if there's no godlike force, then why do we need to collect these things? Why do the rules keep changing?
Yeah. So that's why I was looking at it was like, I think they're all separate dimensions because Chaos Emeralds are very powerful objects indeed, and they just sort of go out in different pocket-like dimensions, and depending on what pocket dimension Sonic is launched into, depends on what he has to do in that dimension. It's really interesting because with like Sonic 3, there's these special zones you go to that don't have emeralds, but they have, you get power-ups and different stuff there. That's why I just always looked at it as these were all so different, it couldn't be over just one person, but like it's just depending on whatever dimension you're in, has played by whatever rules it does.
That makes sense. Sukkashu. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, alright, I think it's one being over everything, and this is going to be a conversation. I'm not going to go off into it, but there's a conversation me and the Theorist had a while back and everything, and it got me thinking, what if the dimensions, they're all basically one world, but that world has multiple versions of the Chaos Emeralds? Because if you look at it from the point of view of Sonic Hedgehog 1 and onward, every incarnation of the Chaos Emerald looked somewhat different. and are called different things. Like for the Sonic Rush series, I think it was Sonic Rush or was it Sonic Advance? I think it was Sonic Advance. You have Blaze the Cat from another dimension with her universe's equivalent of the Chaos Emeralds, the Soul Emeralds, if I remember right. Along with the fact of going on to the point of what Epic was saying earlier about the zones having you're chasing the emeralds, but in some areas, but you have the rings that you have to acquire. You have to get the exact amount or over the amount. What my thought there's sorry, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. And then there's also Sonic the Hedgehog 3, along with the definitive version of the game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which has been stated to be the definitive version of that game. You don't just collect the Chaos Emeralds. Yes, the Chaos Emeralds are powerful by themselves, but what would happen if, for example, I know he's technically canon, but he's not canon at the same time. Hypersonic.
Yeah.
If you look at it from the point of view of he already collects the Chaos Emeralds, and then he gains the powers of a roughly, say, a demigod. Becomes completely invincible, able to destroy just about anything that gets in his way as supersonic.
Yeah, and he has this jump boost move that kills everything on screen, too.
And then after you take the Chaos Emeralds you've already collected and return to the Emerald Shrine on Angel Island, the Chaos Emeralds are pulled away from out of Sonic and placed on the shrine, and then you can go through new secret stages, but instead of acquiring Chaos Emeralds, you're just building up ring energy, I think. So my theory is, what if after Sonic, for roughly however many years it was between Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3, or Sonic 2, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, what if he's been in contact with the Chaos Emeralds so much that he's, like, for example, Shadow the Hedgehog has a natural affinity with the Chaos Emeralds. Because in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, you can't go supersonic until Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at the end.
Well, that's true. But
so what if that first contact built the affinity, and then as he's going through the special zones more and more, he's building up more of an affinity with the Chaos energy. And then when he goes to do the special zones again in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, what if him going through those zones is releasing that built-up affinity energy back into the Chaos Emeralds, enhancing them into the Super Chaos Emeralds, and that once Sonic uses the Super Chaos Emeralds, they enhance his ability to further beyond supersonic, becoming hypersonic, where you can literally just jump and it nukes the entire screen. Like, hypersonic is beyond God at that point. He is a virtual God as hypersonic by that point in the game's timeline, or in the storyline. So what if the super forms, Chaos Emeralds and all that, are tests from some divine entity that watches over the special zones? He sends the Chaos Emeralds out into the physical world, well, Sonic's world, and they're there as tests for people to acquire, and once they get all 7, they gain some kind of divine power temporarily for whatever crisis is needed to be dealt with. But then if you take one step further and further power up the Chaos Emeralds using that world's power, you gain a power that would probably be akin to the god of the special zone.
So you think that there is a god in
Yes.
Sonic canon?
I don't think there's multiple. I think it's just one god that controls the special zone, but he changes it depending on his whim at the time. He's a god. He can do whatever he wants.
That's really interesting.
If you think about it, there's some special zones that are repeated throughout the game series.
Yeah. Like
the tunnel runners you see in Sonic Heroes, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I think. And then you see the red ball to blue ball capture thing in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Mania. No, not Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania had the UFO capture thing.
Yeah,
just like Sonic CD, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they carry it. But I think it's just the god of that universe is just like, oh, look at Sonic, he's coming in. Oh, okay, let's see here. Let's mess with him like this.
But if the god is not directly communicating with Sonic, then how does Sonic know what he's supposed to do? Like when he's going through the half pipe, how's he supposed to know how many rings he needs to get, or something like that?
Maybe the god's keeping watch, constantly watching Sonic. As soon as Sonic gets the rings he needs, here you go. Because we don't know, you can't say the god couldn't possibly be watching everything you do in that world.
That's true.
And then a theory of mine is that's one reason why Sonic Team will not put Hypersonic in the games, because of just how powerful Hypersonic by himself is. I mean, Hypersonic versus the Egg Dragoon or whatever Hypersonic versus the final boss of Sonic Forces. I think that's going to go.
I really wanted to see Hypersonic go up against Infinite.
There wouldn't be a fight.
Well, it wouldn't be a fight, but they could find a way to make it work.
Hypersonic would literally wipe out Infinite like he was nothing. Like I was saying earlier, Hypersonic is literally that of a god level. He's invincible to everything, literally. Because I think in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, even if you fall down a hole, something pulls you up, I think.
No. In 3 and K, if you fall down a bottomless pit, you die, that's it.
Yeah, game mechanics. But I'm pretty sure, if you think about it, not even a pit would be able to kill Hypersonic. Looking at how much older Hypersonic is, or not Hypersonic, but Sonic Modern. Modern Sonic's younger than Classic Sonic.
Which is weird, and has its own...
But he's got much more experience than Kid Sonic, which makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I have no idea what to make of it either. The best
I think that's an alternate dimension, alternate timeline.
Well, yeah, it's been established that Classic Sonic is from another dimension, but he's also a past version of Sonic somehow. And
I think Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces are in two different timelines or two different realities.
I don't know about that.
Where Classic Sonic is the actual younger version of modern Sonic. And then Sonic Forces, where the two Sonics have literally no connection to each other except for being Sonic.
Well,
otherwise,
the weird thing is, right? Okay, and this is why many people who look at this source think it's just a typo, and they're probably right if we're being honest. Okay, so in Sonic Jam, where I'm getting my source from, it lists Sonic's canon age as being 16.
Yeah.
but it also lists Knuckles' canon age as being 15. So Knuckles is
I thought
young.
Knuckles was supposed to be older than Sonic.
Yeah, modern Knuckles is 16, while modern Sonic is 15. But for some reason, classic Sonic is 16 and classic Knuckles is 15.
What if the older classic Sonic leads into the actual modern Sonic?
I don't
Because
follow.
ain't there a 3D Sonic game where modern Sonic is 16?
No. No, there isn't.
Huh.
Modern Sonic's canon age has always been 15.
That's about stupid. That is confusing as hell, makes no sense. Moving on.
Yeah.
But, sorry about that. But, another thing I was thinking of, alright. I have the theory that there is some kind of deity over the special zone.
Yeah.
But is there something akin to a dark god to the special zone?
Don't know.
This is just something I was thinking of. The only other god that's been shown in the game that's literally been called a god before that modern Sonic timeline got completely nuked
Was
was
the
Solaris.
Oh, that's not true. Chaos was called the god of destruction.
That I don't think Chaos
Well, was he really a
counts.
god or just called a god because he is very powerful?
You gotta think an ancient civilization that would a creature that powerful would be considered a god by any civilization, even now.
And I think Solaris. Yes,
Is an
yes.
actual god.
So the experiments. God, I can't remember exactly what you call it. The artificial life form, the creation of Solaris, right? That was based off of the sun god that the people of Soliana worshipped.
Yeah, so you could technically say that Solaris was the actual god, because you gotta think it took Super Sonic, Super Shadow, and Super Silver. One of those three had just learned how to go super form.
Yeah.
All three of them are practically god level beings, and they were the only three that could take down Solaris, who was considered to be a god level threat at that time period.
And they still needed to pull some time travel-y bullshit.
Yes, just to take him down.
Yep.
And then erase that stain on the series.
And then there's Dark Gaia, who the god of the
Along
earth.
with, and you can't forget the most powerful god level enemy Sonic and them have ever faced, the Time Eater.
I don't know. I feel like
Sonic and them would have defeated the Time Eater, but you also got to think this is a Sonic with much more experience and working with, you could potentially say, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 Classic Sonic. Or no, probably Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Classic Sonic, because he does know how to do the spin dash.
yeah, he knows how to do the spin dash.
So I would say either Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Classic Sonic or Sonic the Hedgehog 3, potentially at the right.
I'm thinking 3. I'm thinking it's like a little bit after 3.
Because he does have plenty of experience. He's able to handle going super form and coming back out of it much better than what someone like Shadow was able to when he first did it.
I mean,
he lost.
like he handles his super form pretty well, but there's also
But-
his spin dash is a lot more refined too. You know,
Unlike Sonic the Hedgehog 1, where all you do is just a drop dash, just tap down and you just roll.
well, yeah, but I mean, like Classic Sonic in Generations, right? He could just stop at any moment and do a spin dash. In the classic games,
Yeah.
you couldn't do that. You actually
so,
had
might
to.
be Sonic CD Classics Sonic.
No, I mean like. No, I mean like as he's running, right? He even if he's on a slope, he can just stop and spin dash to regain some momentum. Even Sonic 3, he couldn't do that. In Sonic CD, he couldn't do that. You had to come into an area where you were at a complete stop before you could charge up a spin dash and go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. What if that's a classic Sonic that's around the time period of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle?
I don't think it's that.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that was one of the few games other than Sonic Adventure where you could literally do that, just come to a dead, not even have to worry about coming to a dead stop, just press the button for a second and you go straight to a spin dash.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite at that point yet.
Or was that a classic Sonic at that age?
I mean,
had enough experience to learn how to do it.
well, remember that in Generations, at least, this is very much a past version of Sonic. Like, they are heavily implying that. They are basically telling us, yes, these are past versions of the characters. They don't start throwing around that other dimension stuff until we get to Forces.
True. Maybe it's a
Yeah,
joke.
but just
Maybe-
because they didn't say it doesn't mean that wasn't what they intended with Generations.
That's true.
The thing is, in Famitsu articles after Generations, in different columns, they were talking about how this wasn't the same Sonic we know of. These were two different Sonics. In Famitsu articles, they were talking about that, and that was before Forces even dropped.
What
Yeah.
if this is a classic Sonic on the verge of becoming modern Sonic?
That's what I'm thinking, too, is that he's kind of started the transformation.
He's at the end of his classic timeline, and now he's going into modern.
Yeah. Like,
What idea? Time loop.
possible.
Or not time loop. Because if you think about it, modern Sonic teaches or tries to teach classic Sonic how to do the Sonic boost.
No, the homing attack. It was the homing attack he was teaching him.
I know because at the end of it, before Classic Sonic leaves with Classic Tails back to their universe or back to their timeline, Classic Sonic jumps and tries to do a Sonic boost.
No, it's the homing attack. That's what he's trying to do is the homing attack, because in the DS version of Sonic Generations, after you beat the game, you get the homing attack as Classic Sonic.
Oh, you do? I never played that version, so I
Yeah.
did not know that.
I played the console version.
I played the console version, and then I watched a playthrough of the DS version. So,
Okay.
But yeah.
I didn't play the DS, honestly.
yeah. It's intended to be the homing attack.
But yeah, I was gonna say, oh yeah, that's right. I think like with the Chaos Emeralds, and I was doing research on this while you guys were talking, so I can make sure that my Japan enthusiasts don't get on me for this. So there are 10 major deities in Japan. There's more than 10, but those are major ones. And out of the 10,
You realize I'm in a discussion.
oh, that's right. Hey, what up? So out of the 10, 8 are known to interact with mortals more so than the other 10, because there's 10. 8 are known to interact with mortals more so than the other two that don't. So I was looking at emeralds as how many chaos emeralds are there? 7.
Yeah, there's
And
7.
makes 8 the master emerald.
Yeah.
So I look at it as there's 8 major deities. 8 of the 10 major deities actually are known to interact with mortals. So I looked at chaos emeralds sort of as basically you're in a pocket dimension of one of the deities of their choosing. Basically, Sonic's kind of paralleling that, which would make sense because it's a Japanese um, developed game. Japanese developed games, same as Western developed games, tend to use some of their ideologies to the games or whatever form media they're making.
Yeah.
So I look at it as they were infusing the deities into the game, where they just kind of made, instead of them being the Japanese deities, they're Sonic, but they're still working with the 8 deities with
the Master Emerald.
one in the 7 other ones. And I look at it as sort of like that. Or let me look at this again, make sure my Japanese enthusiasts don't come at me. Yes, okay. I got a whole thing over here. But yeah, so I look at it sort of like that, where there's not one god, there's multiple ones. They're all giving Sonic guidance. Because I think like with Sonic 2, when you see flash on the screen, collect the rings, I think that's the god speaking, one of the gods speaking to Sonic. Tell, like it's talking to them. We don't hear it because we're playing the game, but it manifests to us as words on the screen. Why are words on the screen? Not just for Sonic knows, because he has to know, because he wouldn't be collecting those rings just for the fun of it. He's like, oh wait, like he just hears voice, collect 50 rings. Like, okay, he collects 50. Then it's like, collect 50 rings and I'll give you the emerald. Collect 100, I'll give you the emerald. That kind of thing, and they're kind of just keep telling him until he proves himself worthy of doing this. That's why each Chaos Emerald in all the versions, it's hard to get. Each one, the first one's the easiest. I think in Sonic 2, there's no enemies at all. Like those bombs, I don't think they're even there. Or they're in a place that you can't get hit unless you do something stupid. Then second one, you see a couple, and then as it goes on, it gets significantly harder to, not get hit by the bombs, and the bombs knock out your rings.
Yeah, I was actually noticing that as I was playing Sonic 2 earlier today.
Yeah, so I think that's basically the gods, and they're all just like, they want to help Sonic, but remember, gods can't really interact with mortals unless it's absolutely necessary. So they're like, we can lend you power, but you have to prove yourself worthy, and you have to use the power, but we're not going to use it. You have to use it.
What about all those times when the emeralds scatter and they don't end up in the special zone, though? Like in Sonic Adventure.
I think that's just the gods wanting to cause chaos.
Exactly. Like, gods are known to, mess around with more.
Get bored really quickly.
Yeah, they mess around with more. I mean, when you live forever, that's pretty much what you're going to do.
Yeah.
An example of that, look at the Norse gods mythos, the Greek gods mythos, and how much crap they put humanity through in their stories.
Just for fun.
Yep, just because they're bored.
I think they help Sonic on a whim, and like I said, they can't really help him, so they kind of just lend him power.
My thought is, I think there's. Alright, this is the only thing that I'm going to say I disagree with on being multiple gods. I think there's one single god. That's the only. Everything else I completely agree with. That's the only part I disagree on.
Why one single?
If you think about it, multiple gods, what kind of chaos do you think that would cause? Because if you think about it, if these are all gods of equal status, potentially equal power, everything, they're not even going to care about the mortal realm at all and not even worry about it. They're going to be more worried about each other.
Equal status. Some are stronger than others. Keep going.
The reason I think it's just one single god is because it just makes the most sense. One single god focusing on one single object. There might be multiple gods potentially, I will say, but we don't know them. Except for maybe a couple like Dark Gaia, Solaris. Those could potentially be gods of different areas that have literally either been sealed away due to Dark Gaia being evil, or Solaris just not supposed. It put Solaris just being on the Earth puts everything at risk.
Okay.
Due to just what he is, being a god of pure solar flames.
And correct me if I'm wrong, aren't Dark Gaia, isn't Dark Gaia half of one god? Dark Gaia and Light Gaia are the same person, but
they're the same person, but they're both at divine level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. To give credit where credit's due. To give credit where credit's due, Dark Gaia and Light Gaia are never directly called gods. It's more like it's implied that they are, rather than firmly established. Light Gaia and Dark Gaia are the Earth itself.
Which, in Gaia itself, if you look back in Greek mythos, Gaia herself was not actually a god, but something beyond what a god was, a titan in the Greek mythos. She was the titan of the earth. She was the reason why the earth existed the way it did.
Huh. Earth on Titan. You thought that was...
Like I was saying, and this is going to be going into what I was trying to get at earlier. I think there are multiple steps to gaining the privilege to, I'm not going to say right, gaining the privilege from the god to do what, to step into the special zone, or the ring. Because every single Sonic the Hedgehog game, the rings have just been basically your life.
Yeah, they
keep the rings. It's not until the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that just came out recently, or a couple of months ago, that the rings gained some massive importance.
Well, they teleport or something.
Well, that's true, but
So what if after you gain the ring, get the rings, the 50 ring energy, which if it only takes 50 rings, those rings have to be putting out almost atomic levels of energy to bust open a portal to another dimension like that.
Yeah, and
those rings have to be. All the humans in Sonic's universe have to do is start researching rings, and they'd have fucking energy for the rest of their eternity.
Are you gonna say Sonic Theorist?
I was gonna do a plug, but then I remembered that I haven't. That video is not out yet, and so
But
I just thought about this when Sukkashu was talking about this. That movie actually wasn't the first time the rings teleport. They did that in Sonic 3 as well. Sonic 3, no.
Well, it's not just that. Okay, so in Sonic 3, the rings were really only used to, well, no. Well, yeah, because you use them to get to, that, hidden palace area.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, Epic. That's actually...
I had just thought about that. I was like, wait, they did do teleport before in the actual game.
I was thinking of the comics, how, like, they had those little rings that they would flip out of their hands and they would appear in, like, giant portals and they could walk through to appear anywhere on Earth they wanted. Or Mobius in the comics.
I think that's what the Sonic movie was going for, was what the comics did.
Yeah.
There was shown in the game at least once.
Yeah, because, like, I remember there was a bunch of controversy about that because they were like, oh, when have the rings ever been able to do that? When has Sonic ever been able to do that? And I'm like, and I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, the comics. That happened in the comics, guys.
You know what I just thought of?
What?
if you look at the way Sonic fought in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, didn't it seem more like he was fighting like the way classic Sonic did through most of it?
Well, that would
Like,
make...
you didn't really see him do homing attacks. You see him mainly do spin dashes, just blast through the enemies and all that. You didn't really see the homing attacks, stuff like that. So what if that was technically a young classic Sonic?
Well, that
And then
is
Sonic
the
the
idea.
Hedgehog 2, which has been verified, or hopefully verified legitimately to be being a thing eventually. Because they're talking about Knuckles and Tails are both going to be in the next movie.
How old was the Sonic movie?
I don't know. I think he was like 10.
Dang.
So yeah, that would have had to have been like classic Sonic.
Well, that is
at
kind
that
of...
time.
That is kind of the idea, because that film is an origin story for Sonic and Dr. Robotnik, which, let's not...
Jim Carrey did beautifully.
Oh, yes, most definitely. But let's not try and attach these versions of the characters to specific versions we already know. I like to look at the Sonic movie as its own separate continuity that has nothing to do with the games, and that's because a lot of the important forces relevant in the game's storyline aren't present. Like the most immediate thing that sticks out to me is, where's Gun?
Maybe they don't exist yet.
That doesn't make any sense. Gun has existed.
Government people were looking for Sonic War Gun.
No, it's
Their
just
name.
they're military
They were
people.
just
But
the army.
they're the army, but they're not Gun.
No, I say it's because they're special forces, but they're never actually given a name. They're the army, but they're special forces. Like the ones who she listed, Dr. Robotnik, they're special forces. So like they never really given an actual name aside for the special forces of the army.
That is true.
Well, it could be Gun. We just don't know. They never said a name.
Well,
Well, what if they are the predecessors to Gun?
again, that doesn't make any sense because Gun has existed, at least in the main continuity, for the past 50 years.
That's
They
what I'm
could
saying.
be Gun.
This is a separate reality. You can't go on that easily.
That's-
Because with
that's-
this being Sonic the Hedgehog movie being a separate reality, for all we know, Eggman, yeah, he may exist as Robotnik, but for all we know, the colony arc, all that, never was a thing in that universe. So Gun might not be the same Gun
Or
as in the games and comics as it is in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. They're just a special ops of the military.
Also, a quick question: is a Sonic and Sonic? This is kind of off topic, but is a Sonic and Game Gear Sonic still classic Sonic or a different Sonic?
Game Gear Sonic is still classic Sonic, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Game Gear Classic Sonic.
Yeah,
It's the same character,
it's the same
different
character.
console.
Okay, I just wondered that because in the Game Gear, at least I actually still have the book, the Sonic 2 Game Gear book. It actually refers to Eggman. Yeah, yo, bro, I got that rare. But it actually refers to Eggman as Robotnik, not Eggman.
Yeah,
You know,
but in actual Japanese, Eggman, I think, in Japan,
Yeah, and
there was never a Dr. Robotnik. He's always been known as Dr. Eggman. It wasn't until they came to America with Sonic the Hedgehog that he got the name Dr. Robotnik.
yeah, Epic, do your research.
No, I say it was interesting because, like I said, he's referred to as Robotnik. Like I said, because I have the, of course, American version, Sonic 2 Game
Yeah,
Gear.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
In Sonic 1 and 2, they both refer to him as Robotnik, not Eggman.
Yeah, that's all. That's with all the.
games refer to him as Eggman.
That's with all
That's why
the.
they're all different Sonics because one's fighting a Robotnik, one's fighting an Eggman kind of thing.
Robotnik and Eggman are one and the same person. Eggman is a nickname. Remember Sonic Adventure?
Sonic Ivo Robotnik is his actual name, but he goes by Dr. Eggman, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what continuity you're looking at. Because
you even in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, or not Adventure 2 Battle, but Sonic Adventure DX, Sonic calls Dr. Eggman Dr. Eggman, and Eggman goes on that whole spiel about, my name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, or Dr. Robotnik.
but in the comics, his name is Julian Kintobor.
Yeah. I think that's two different realities.
Oh, it's totally a different reality. There's so many contradictions within the comics with game lore that it can't possibly be the same timeline.
I don't have it.
So going into Epic's whole, the emeralds are different universes and stuff like that. That's a very interesting idea. I think. And there might even be some stuff to back it up. For example, so do either of you guys watch Sega Scourge?
I do.
I do every now and again when I can catch something that is up.
Same.
He's been doing what ifs lately.
Even what?
He's doing what ifs.
Okay.
Hey, there's a lot of interesting things you could do with what ifs with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah. He did one pretty recently, actually, that has a relatively interesting story that's not like anything we've seen before, but is kind of interesting nonetheless. Okay, so what he's doing right now is a what if Sonic lost his memory
Dude,
instead of Shadow.
Amazing.
Instead of Shadow.
Yeah.
But like he's doing it in like the most amazing way possible because okay, so you know how Eggman had like a whole army of android shadows, right?
Yeah.
And how there was
the same thing with Sonic and the what if. I've listened to a couple of the videos. I think I only got 2 of them.
So
I mean, it's done so far.
But you know how there was like a whole bunch of shadow androids, right?
Yeah.
And then that entire subplot ended up getting dropped in favor of Black Arms.
Racist.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, Scourge decided to go with, okay, well, let's use that android subplot. And so we got
It's a Sonic android army.
Yes, there's a Sonic android army that Eggman's trying to use to take over the world, and Sonic is the headliner of that army. And it's actually kind of interesting.
But Shadow took over Sonic's spot with Tails and Knuckles, I think.
Temporarily, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was kind of an offshoot. But back to Epic's thing on the
that chaos was not controlled. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Thing on the I think you were saying each emerald was its own universe. Is that right?
Yeah, controlled by its own specific deity.
Now, that idea might actually hold some weight because, according to a video of Scourge's, I can't confirm if this is the case or not, but according to a video that Scourge made, it says in the Japanese translation of the Sonic Art Instruction Manual that Radiant Garden, one of the tracks in Sonic R, right? You guys know Radiant Garden, right?
Oh yeah. I didn't mess up Sonic Art.
Is a well, that track is a dimension inside of a Chaos Emerald.
Huh.
And if you pay attention to Radiant Garden, it's structured very similarly to a special zone.
Yeah.
Very similarly. So, if the special zones were inside of the emeralds, I could see that being the case. The only problem is that I have a strong inkling that's not the case, based off of a tweet I read from Christian Whitehead. where he said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Keep going. I said, oh, Christian.
Okay, so and this is a tweet he sent out talking about the Super Emeralds and about whether or not they were canon or not. According to Christian Whitehead, those stones, those gemstones that we see in the Hidden Palace, are just relics that were left behind when the Chaos Emeralds returned to the Special Dimension, confirming that the Special Zone is a dimension, and also that it is one singular dimension. Unfortunately, meaning that, Epic, your theory simply can't be true.
I think my theory might actually be more true for a simple fact that Yuji Naka in a Famitsu article back in 99, 2000 had said something where he was like really into the gods of Japan, Japanese. Yeah. He always thinks of the special zones are their own thing outside of existing outside of each other and outside of the game.
You also got to think of how many Chaos Emeralds there are in the entire series of Sonic the Hedgehog. We don't know if they're using the same set of Chaos Emeralds through every single game.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I say that, because Christian Whitehead, very smart guy, he's not the Sonic, basically he's not the creator. He's just a really good ambassador for it and made really good games with it. Yuji Naka, and I forget the other person's name who took over Sonic after Yuji Naka left.
Izuku Takahashi.
In articles that exist outside of game continuity, any of it outside of each other. So the fact that they both have said something similar to that in Famitsu articles, it kind of makes me think maybe Christian Whitehead didn't quite understand what they were saying. Maybe his version of Sonic, with Sonic Mania, is different from the Sonic that we know as classic Sonic, even modern Sonic.
That may very well be valid.
Because Mania is a whole different continuity of Sonic.
It's kind of using the whole Akira Toriyama thing, that only whatever Akira Toriyama makes with Dragon Ball is canon. That anything that Akira Toriyama didn't have work on or anything isn't canon.
Dragon Ball continuity is kind of screwy, though.
Yeah, Akira Toriyama's weird, but I do understand, because it's creators, because Super Sonic Theorist, and I say creators word is law. So it's when two of the creators are saying,
two different things.
Yeah, they're saying different things, and they're saying something specifically, and then another creator comes out of another thing. I just look at these are different continuities. Yuji Naka Sonic is different from. I'm really sorry, I keep forgetting this other man's name. The other dude Sonic, and the other dude Sonic different from Christian Whitehead Sonic.
Izuku Takahashi. The way I choose to look at it is if you have two creators who both oversee a project that give two completely contradictory statements, the way I choose to look at it is the new statement takes precedence over the old. Whichever one's...
Yeah, for example, with Akira Toriyama and the Patara earring retcon.
Yeah. Yeah,
where now they only last an hour if a mortal uses the Patara earring.
Whereas
with the fact that the fusion dance or the Metamorph fusion dance, along with the Patara earrings, they are pretty much equal in power.
Yeah, which you can learn all about my theory rules in my theory rules video.
Nice plug. But yeah, no, the only thing I say about that is, at least with the Patara thing, that's Akira Toriyama still saying that. He retconned his own thing about him. It's just really hard for me to say he retconned what Yuji Naka said because he's not over Sonic anymore, but he made Sonic. It was his rules were technically rules that the other games followed. So what he said for the other games still works for other games. Izuku Takahashi, what he's saying goes for the game he's over. So his Sonic has a whole. That's what I said. I always look at these Sonics appeared, kind of outside of each other. One Sonic is this Sonic from this whole completely universe. This is a Sonic from this universe. And this is a Sonic from this universe. Like I said, Christian Whitehead, a really smart guy, but he said a lot of things that's contradicted Izuku Takahashi. And Izuku Takahashi is still over the Sonic series.
Well,
Christian
yeah.
Whitehead is just the 2D stuff.
Well, yeah. But the fact is,
kind of goes with that. Like, we're not gonna retcon Izuki Takahashi over Christian Whitehead.
no, we're
We're all on Yuji Naka over Izuki Takahashi because they both have their own theories of how the character works.
like if Izuku Takahashi were to come out later down the line and say something contradictory to what Christian Whitehead said, then we'll take Izuku Takahashi's statement over Christian's because it's newer, and also because, as of right now at least, Christian Whitehead isn't really working on anything Sonic related, so he basically has no voice as far as continuity is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's very smart, but he's only ever made remakes and he made Sonic Mania. He never made like mainline Sonic games, to my knowledge.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, Yuji Naka and Izuku Takahashi have made mainline Sonic games.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Which at this point I would take Izuku Takahashi's word over Yuji Naka's word, predicated simply on the fact that Yuji Naka isn't working on Sonic anymore.
Yeah, but like I said, I just look at it as their Sonics are two different Sonics.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best ways to approach it. The issue with like the whole another issue with the whole multiple gods thing, though, is that all 7 Chaos Emeralds, as far as we can tell, are equally powerful. Right? Now, we know the Emeralds have a will of their own, but I don't know, it's kind of like...
What? Oh.
So just open it now.
Sorry about that, y'all. Continue.
You good.
So, it's just kind of like... The 7 Chaos Emeralds are all equally powerful. I don't know if there were like 7 different gods with their own powers and stuff, if they would be all equally powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
What I think is, if they're, I'm gonna step in for just a second.
Okay.
This is gonna go on to my one single god theory.
Yeah.
That if there is only one god, that would mean there's only one set of Chaos Emeralds. But the reason why Sonic seems to be getting stronger and stronger with each use of the Chaos Emeralds to go super form is because he's tapping more and more into the Chaos Emeralds, which when he goes out of his super form, that energy returns to the Chaos Emeralds, potentially making them stronger for next time when he goes supersonic again. That supersonic is strengthened on top of the power he already has. So it kind of creates what you call a feedback loop.
I suppose.
Where one enhances the other. When the other returns to their normal state, that enhanced ability goes back to the Chaos Emeralds, who have infinite energy.
Yeah, which
That
you can find out all about the Chaos Emeralds' infinite energy in my How Do the Chaos Emeralds Work video.
nice plug. Oh, these are good plugs.
But, anyways, and that's where I think it creates a feedback loop where the more they're being used, the more power Sonic is drawing from them, and that power is being restored back to them along with being built on to the original power of the Emerald.
Yeah. Don't you think it's just because Sonic's getting stronger, though?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's on top of him becoming stronger. looking at it from the view of Dragon Balls,
Yeah.
Goku's in Dragon Ball Super, it restated Goku and Vegeta did not need to work on their Super Saiyan forms, only work on your base form, and that will enhance the power of the transformation of Super Saiyan.
Which
Yeah.
is actually one thing that made sense that Akira Toriyama put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you can say is going the same for Sonic the Hedgehog, because every game he's getting fundamentally stronger by leaps and bounds. At this point, what was the final boss of Sonic Sonic the Hedgehog 1?
The final boss didn't have a name. He was basically fighting a room.
Or no, Sonic, what was it, the Death Egg Robo was on Sonic 3 and Knuckles?
The Death Egg Robot was Sonic 2.
I guarantee Sonic in his base form at this point in the series, if he was to go back and fight that same exact enemy, just like with Perfect Chaos now, he would easily destroy that boss like he was nothing
Well, yeah,
in his base form.
that's kind of obvious.
So basically, it's using the same concept. The Sonic the Hedgehog's been doing that concept way before Akira Toriyama even thought of it for once. And that's enhancing the power of Super Sonic because his base form is getting stronger and stronger so rapidly.
Well, yeah.
So could that over Sonic Boom in any capacity, or was that just Big Red Button?
Sonic Boom, he can go jump off a cliff.
I know it's trash, but was he over that in any capacity, or was that just Big Red Button?
He might have
I don't
had.
think Azuka Takahashi had any part in it. I think he greenlit the idea.
Yeah, he-
just let Big Red Button go.
Directed. I don't know. I don't care enough about a game to look it up, but
Very well. I don't even want.
I mean,
That's
I-
another stain on the series that needs to be gotten rid of.
I mean, I could look into it, but I don't know.
neither do I, so I can't say nothing on that. Because like there was something that it said that struck me, but I don't want to freak it out because that might be a whole different creator.
What was you doing?
Yeah.
Feel good. Six roll. You didn't need them.
What
I
happened?
didn't want the slurs, the
Oh, it's just his end. That's on me. What I do?
Wait, what?
Well, someone said something on your end. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what do I do?
My phone's at 32%. No, I'll be alright.
on the singular
Bro, your screen is bugged now.
what's going on with my screen?
Look in the share screen. Looking out.
The share screen.
I'm just out of that. It was bugging out. Hope the recording goes well.
Which I'm not trying to shut anybody's ideas down, but like
No, this is a discussion. That's good.
where did Sukkashu go?
I'm still here.
He's still there. Okay. I thought he's handling whatever was happening in the background.
So the way I understand what you're saying there's one special zone with one god over it all, right?
Yeah,
He said
he changes the special zone depending on his whims.
Which would make sense because guys do that.
Yeah, and I honestly can't think of any real rebuttal to that idea. Something might come to me later.
It always does. But for now, you're good.
What I do find interesting is What do you guys suppose the relationship between the special zone and the Chow is?
I think the Child Gardens are a version of the Special Zone, but in a different way.
Well, that's not really what I mean. In Sonic Heroes, guys, remember when you go to the special zone, right? And you're going through not the half pipe, the full pipe this time, and you're chasing after. I think it's Chow that are carrying the Chaos Emerald. I think. Or no, that's a different special stage that doesn't have a Chaos Emerald. But still, you have these Chow that you're chasing after, right? So, why are the Chow there?
What if the Chow are servants of that singular god?
I was going to say that. What they're servants of the god or gods or whatever. Like, I think that's what they are. Sort of like the equivalent of what a prophet is in the Christian lore.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, but what about the small animals? In Sonic 3D Blast, we are told that the Flickies have the ability to travel through dimensions. Again, confirming for us. Again, showing us that the Flickies can go to the special zone, and also confirming that the special zone is a dimension, because how do the Flickies travel to different dimensions, ladies and gentlemen?
The Special Zone, which could potentially be wormhole.
No. In the game, how are the Flickies traveling to other dimensions? Think about it.
Chaos Control.
The rings. They go through the giant rings that are in the stages. Which you know.
I don't really have anything on the flickies. Like, they're interesting, but
like,
don't really.
What if? Alright, an example I was thinking of just now. What if when you go into the rings, those are like early versions of Chaos Control, potentially?
I used to think that the special zone was a unique dimension that was held together by the existence of the Chaos Emerald. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's true anymore.
Well,
I always thought the flickies did something similar to what Sonic does in Sonic 2. When you get the checkpoint, and then there's like that swirling thing over you, you jump into it.
Yeah.
I always thought they did something like that. Because they're smaller, don't need as much as Sonic does. Sonic would need 50 rings to access that.
Yeah.
They just singular.
Yeah.
That was my whole theory on that, but that was not a very good theory. That was just my theory. That was way back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think?
What I think is that the whole chaos or special zones, what if that is what chaos control early on looks like to someone who's using chaos control for the first time or tapping into that type of power? Whereas Shadow the Hedgehog, who was created to wield and master the chaos powers, don't have that at all. Like, even if you use chaos control and start Shadow the Hedgehog, which is an amazing game, fight me. When he does the chaos control, you just see him shoot forward.
Yeah.
For a little bit instead of that. But as Sonic and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle uses the chaos control, what if the reason he's winded and exhausted is because he went through a special zone?
I don't know about that.
Wormhole.
You had me, then you lost me on that, so I'll have to think about that.
I'm not so sure about that one. Again, I don't have a rebuttal. I'm just not so sure.
And doesn't Sonic's rings, all of them disappear once he goes to Special Zone?
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Whether he won or lost the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, also if you think about it, going between stages, sorry, you always have to start collecting rings over every stage, even if you don't use or access a special zone.
Yeah.
So what if in Sonic Hedgehog 1 and 2, because there's 3 different stages between each and every area, what if the reason why you're having to recollect rings is because you're using the rings accessing the special zone, which you can get all 7 Chaos Emeralds within the first 3 or 4 stages or areas. You can get 2 for each area. One on 1-1 or area 1-1 and area 1-2. Not counting 1-3 because that's the boss battles stage.
Yeah. Sonic 1 is. Don't you not access the special zone to the end of each level? There's a big ring or something like that?
Yeah.
Gotta play him again.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
But you can do that on 1-1 and 1-2.
Now 1-1 and 1-2. Yeah. I just want to make sure I was saying what was right because Sonic 1, I haven't played that nearly as much as Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Well, Sonic 2 is the better game.
It is.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the best one.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles was my favorite of all, period.
I cannot agree with that. I cannot agree with that statement. The barrel.
Bro, you gotta get over the barrel.
I'm not gonna get over the barrel. I'm not gonna get over the barrel.
You gotta get over.
I was almost an adult by the time I figured out how to get past that.
That's crazy, because I literally just stopped, and then Tail started, like I told you, Tail literally started going up and down the barrel. I was like, oh, I guess that's what I do.
I had to go to Game Facts.
That's crazy, man.
What?
You literally stop for a second and let the computer who's controlling Tails, they'll jump on a barrel and go up and down. They did it for me. I was like, oh, that's what I do. That's how I do as a youngin'.
Still, the game...
Experiment.
I did experiment. Kind of.
Apparently not enough.
Bro, what you did is you kept running. You never stopped. You just got mad.
I mean, I jumped and jumped and jumped.
Exactly.
Apparently you didn't jump high enough.
I mean, cause I saw Tails jumping and I'm like, oh, I gotta jump.
Oh, bro.
I gotta jump, but I'll just... And, you know, I saw Tails jumping and I saw the barrel bouncing and I'm like, oh, I jump. Like, you just jump and jump and you'll push the barrel down. It's like, nope, that's not what you're supposed to do. So I thought,
nah, son.
or like maybe there's like an upper path, or like maybe there's an upper path. So I go and I get to the level as Tails and I fly up there and there's nothing. And there's nothing up there. It's a dead end. I can only go down, but I can't go down. And like, God, I hate Sonic 3.
Bro, that was literally the easy. I'm not even trying to be mean to you, but my nephew, he's 6. He got to that part and got through the first try. First time playing that game. Like,
Okay.
Hey, kids are smart nowadays.
They can be.
he just jumped on it. He was like, whoa. I was like, oh snap.
Ain't how you get past the barrels if I remember right, because it's been years since I played Sonic 3. Don't all you have to do is like hold down or something?
You go down
You
enough,
press up and down. You press up and down. But the game doesn't tell you that. The game doesn't tell you.
Yeah, because that games treated gamers as gamers. They didn't hold your hand like they do nowadays.
I'm not asking you to hold my hand, but at least let me know that I can do that.
Listen, man,
somehow.
Castlevania never told you could open the gate and go to the next part of the level. You're sitting there's a bottomless pit, you can't jump over it. You're like, what do I do with Simon? You don't know. Yeah, you're supposed to hit the gate with your whip from distance, then go through it. Or close it.
Yay!
Oh, bro.
Sorry about that.
I will admit though that Sonic 3, once you know how to deal with the barrel thing, is a kind of an easy game.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a really simple.
So, I hate to say this, I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but my favorite Sonic game was always Sonic CD.
I like Sonic CD.
Way too much hate.
I like
It is what it is.
I like Sonic CD. That was a fun game for me.
It was a challenge too.
I think that's why people hate it. It wasn't as easy as Sonic 1, 2, and 3 and Knuckles.
See, the thing was for me at least, out of the classics, I think Sonic CD was one of the easier games.
Hardest to me, at least.
When I was young,
It's
I was,
mainly because the time travel mechanic that was used.
which I didn't really bank off of that. The special stages were really hard for me though.
The UFO capture one.
Yeah,
That was stupid times. I'm like, yo, get captured already.
yeah, like I still have trouble with the UFO special stages from Sonic CD.
I remember when Sonic Mania came out, I had flashbacks, but then the Sonic Mania versions were easier. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I had flashbacks.
I don't know. I had quite a bit of trouble on those UFOs too. I failed quite a bit, but I'm like,
You know what my worst special zones missions were?
blue spheres.
The half pipe.
Yes.
I hated blue sphere. I'm gonna be.
No, but especially when it just starts shaking and it goes so fast, I'm like, why would you do that?
No, blue spheres was another case for me when I was playing Sonic 3, where it was like I could never get all the blue spheres as a kid, so I had no idea that there were even Chaos Emeralds in that game.
Mine was always the half pipe stages. Because some of those bomb placements were just straight up BS.
Especially in the seventh one, I'll give you the seventh one was really weird. They had a bomb placement at the top, then there was one in the middle, then they're on the side. I'm like, now how are you expecting me to get through that? They had a ring of bombs. We had to jump through. That was interesting though. The Sonic 2 was interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, Sonic 2.
Those ring stages or special zones were freaking cake compared to Sonic 1 and 2's. Or Sonic 1, anyways.
Which special stages were cake?
The Sonic Heroes ones.
Oh, see, the bad thing about those special stages was that the controls were really slippery. So
Not really. I never really had any problem with it.
I had a few, not notable.
For me, though, my main issue with Sonic Heroes was just the actual control.
That's
Right.
what I just said, was that the controls were slippery.
That is what you just said.
Like that's...
I'm not talking about for the special zone. I never had an issue with the special zone. It was the main gameplay,
I have
like the actual stages.
I have some difficulty with the special zones, but like it's nothing too big of a deal. I would still say that Sonic 1 special zone. Oh my god, Sonic 1's special zones are kind of awful in their own way, because
Really awful.
Because, like, okay, some of them are fine. Some of them are like, it's just a maze, a little bit of memorization. Okay, that's good. But, like, as you get further and further along into the harder special zones, what they'll start doing is they'll just start dropping you in a large open area and hope not to fall into one of those goal areas. And it's like, this is really terrible design.
In like a just a regular block area for too long, it automatically takes you out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good design. Sonic 2 special stages just had some really bad power creep. Because, like, you start off, the special stages are kind of easy, and then you get far enough, and they're like, and they're just like, holy hell, everything is wrong.
There are bombs everywhere.
There are bombs everywhere. The stage just hates you, and it's like, what happened?
It only gives you just enough coins where you're not going over really.
Yeah.
It gives you just enough. So like if you like collect 75, and it only has like 75, 76 coins. So if you don't, so if you get hit once, you can't replenish that. It's over.
Yeah. So it has really bad power creep.
Had a power creep problem. That was a problem with Sonic 2 special stages.
The problem with Sonic 3's special stages is just kind of like I didn't know. I didn't know that there were Chaos Emeralds to be found. You know, like it didn't tell me get all the blue spheres or anything. It just kind of dropped me on a giant, like this giant ball that had all these blue spheres around, and I knew that I needed to get them, but I didn't know what I needed them for. I didn't know there was a Chaos Emerald, so I just collected them, and then I ended up getting a red sphere, and I'm like, oh well.
The funniest thing about Sonic 3 is like, or Sonic 3 Knuckles is like once you get to the last one, you get towards the end of it, they literally slow everything down. It's like the developers got upset, so they just made it easier at the end.
Yeah.
You know what? We're done.
And like, but like the thing about Sonic 3 and even Sonic and Knuckles special stages though is like they don't turn up the difficulty too much. Like once you get a handle on how these special stages are supposed to be played, you shouldn't have too much trouble. And they got really creative with N Knuckles.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That is literally the actual name of the game.
Yeah. I had some difficulty with Mania's special stages. But like, I'd played Blue Spheres before. I'd played Blue Spheres before. I've gotten through the UFOs in CD, so it was like, like try as many times as I need to kind of deal,
Yeah, one of the Sonic collections actually had it where you could play Blue Spheres like infinitely, where you just keep playing through different levels of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget which one it was. I have it somewhere, but yeah, I unlocked it. It was like I just kept playing through infinitely. I'm like, when does it end? Where's the game? This is the game.
Oh my god. Was Blue Spheres particularly popular back then? Like, did a lot of people like Blue Spheres?
I didn't really get into Blue Spheres much. It just seemed boring as heck to me.
It was alright. It's just not something you want to do extended periods of time.
Yeah. We're not even talking about the special stages anymore. I mean, we are.
That's what the discussion is. Just talking about how that go from one subject to another.
I mean, yeah.
Who's texting me? That's the question we should be asking. But yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think we said everything our pieces on there. Do you have anything else to add, Sukkashu?
Not really. I said my piece. I stated my opinion.
Yeah. I have similar opinions, except I'm multiple gods, you're one god. But like our opinion put together is essentially the same opinion, which is interesting. I did not expect someone to have a similar opinion like that to me. And I think Supersonic Theorist said his piece. If not, you can.
I didn't really give my own thoughts on the matter, actually.
We just discussed ours. What is your thoughts?
Okay. So, the special zone. It seems that there's some kind of correlation between the special zone, the special dimension, and the Chaos Emeralds, more than just the emeralds being there, because you can't enter them without if the emeralds aren't there. Like, you know, like in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 and stuff. Like, once you collect all the emeralds, you can't go back there.
Yeah.
So I think that there's like some kind of correlation. I knew this one guy who thought that the Chaos Emeralds themselves were crystallized gods. I'm not so sure about that one.
I can understand why he thinks that, but no, I don't agree with that.
You know, I just can't see a god voluntarily making themselves subservient to a human being, or even making other gods subservient. What were you saying, Epic?
I agree with you on that. I'm like, I understand why he thought that, but like, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for a god to, you know, want to be subservient to a human. Like, maybe if they're helping a human just out of a whim, but they're not going to be subservient.
Yeah.
They're just going to empower.
As for the special dimension itself, I think it's a dimension composed entirely of chaos energy. So I guess what I think it is kind of a chaotic dimension. Maybe it's the power of the emeralds itself, you know, like where all that power comes from. Because I did a video on that, remember?
Yeah.
On like how the Chaos Emeralds work, and I talked about how it's almost like the gems pull their power from like a separate dimension or something like that, and that's how that all works. So maybe the special dimension is kind of like this dimension of infinite energy where the emeralds pull their power from. And to kind of support this, right? So you enter into the special dimension through this ring, but if Lego Dimensions is any indication, and if Lego Dimensions is any indication, guys, because I'm using that as my main source, it kind of seems like the Chaos Emerald. It kind of seems like the Chaos Emeralds act as a portal out of the dimension as well as having all kinds of other portals too.
What was that?
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard a really deep voice say something weird. Keep going.
So I'm.
Sorry, I was coughing and clearing my throat.
Oh, okay.
As for the reason why you need to collect more rings as you traverse the special stage, maybe it just gets harder to stay in the special stage without more energy.
Which the ring, as shown in multiple games, have energy that's beyond what anything one would actually think they would have.
Yeah. But that would explain.
You could even roughly say they might have the same infinite energy that the Chaos Emeralds do.
Which at that point you're going into some weird territory.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Chaos Emeralds
So
are.
let's avoid that little minefield for now.
Yeah, the Chaos Emeralds are clearly more powerful than the rings, but not in like a energy capacity kind of way.
Or what if I'm gonna throw myself on this little minefield for a second. I'm gonna be belly flopping this motherfucker.
Oh dang.
What if the rings? Alright, look at it this way. Say the god of the special zone sent the Chaos Emeralds out into the human world. Alright? What what if when the Chaos Emeralds came into existence in the human or Mobian world, what if the rings were a byproduct of the excess chaos energy of their first arrival? That the rings are connected to the Chaos Emeralds because they are a weaker version of the Emeralds. Because you can use the rings that go into a special zone, but what if the only way to escape the special zone legitimately is through getting the Chaos Emerald?
I mean, that would make sense because in every special zone, or at least in the classic games, there are rings. Like there's rings in Sonic 1 in the special zone, there's rings in Sonic 2 because you're collecting them. There's rings in Sonic 3 because the blue spheres, if you get enough of them, they turn into rings and you go around and collect rings.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
And thus, if rings are offsets or the excess energy of the Chaos Emeralds given form in a way that would not be harmful to the area around it in a more contained shape. Thus, the rings granting the ability to go into the special zone using a weaker version of Chaos Control, which creates the portal into the special zone, and then when you get the Chaos Emerald, you use the true quote-unquote Chaos Control to leave the zone. But you never hear them say it or anything because Sonic doesn't know what's going on, and it might not be Sonic doing it, it might be the guy in the special zone using Chaos Control on you to take you out of there safely.
I suppose.
Because for all we know, it never. If there is a god, we don't know if he's good or. I'm not going to say he. I'm going to say they because we don't know if they're a guy or a girl. We don't know if they're good, evil.
I mean, like, what if the god of the special zone is kind of like Yubel?
Oh yeah.
Please don't. No.
I just thought of it. I'm like,
No.
You know, both
Yeah.
male and
No.
female.
No.
What?
No.
What?
Just no.
Sukkashu.
No.
Like you think
No,
about it for a second though. Like
no,
to a godlike being,
No.
You moved past it. Supersonic Theorist.
to a godlike being, the concept of gender is.
Listen, bro. Supersonic Theorist. I think Sukkashu would have moved past that. I should say they were God.
Like
Let's just use they.
Okay, you guys have seen Flash, right?
Flash?
Yeah, the Flash.
Yeah, Flash, yeah.
Remember when he has like this conversation with the Speed Force, right?
Yep.
And the Speed Force appears to him as different people that he's seen.
Yeah.
So instead of an actual being, what it's the God of the Special Zone is more or less a presence
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's probably like a presence, like with Marvel comics.
that can take on the form of any being that the person they're contacting has come in contact with. So, for example,
Yeah.
say somehow, for example, it's the final Sonic the Hedgehog game. Just throwing an example. Special zones are part of the game again. You go into this first special zone, but before you actually start it, you talk to Tails in the special zone, even though he's not supposed to be playable in the game. It's a pure Sonic the Hedgehog game. No other characters, you only play as Sonic. Tails is in the special zone talking to you, explaining everything to you that you need to do, and then you just see him fly away. Next special zone, Knuckles. One after that, Amy. and you're talking to each of these different characters, even though you know they can't be there, but that is the god of the special zone contacting.
Like, I remember reading No Game, No Life, right? And they introduced a member of the race, one of the members of the race, Old Deuce, which they're basically gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the goddess that they played a game with didn't actually have a physical body. Instead, she had like a manifested form that was designed to seem human, but really wasn't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, Epic, I sent you a friend request.
Oh, let me.
Anyway, we're about an hour 40 minutes. We've been talking for
a long way into the discussion.
We've been talking for about an hour and 40 minutes. You guys want to go ahead and wrap this up?
Yeah. Yeah. Game Jam.
All right. Then that is going.
I'm about to play me some more Final Fantasy VII.
Then that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think the special zone is? Does a god exist? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section below, and check out each of our YouTube channels, which is also going to be in the comment section. I mean, not comment section, but in the description below. Guys, make sure that you send me links to your respective YouTube channels so that I can post that.
Okay.
And I'll send you...
my channel is not worth doing that with. It ain't got nothing on it, so...
Well, you
I'll
can...
send mine.
Well, you
It's
can...
got stuff on it.
You can put stuff on it. Like, it's never too late to start up a channel.
No computer, so yeah, not possible.
You got a phone.
Record an HD video on that phone, man.
Alright. Well,
Maybe.
I'll send you guys the finished versions, and that'll be it. See you later, guys.
Later.
Peace.